Okay, this week I am going to be featuring Timeless Tropical, and it is so pretty. I don't know if you saw my video last night, but this is the card that I did on YouTube last night, and look at that. Isn't that pretty? I used the embossing folder and the designer series paper. It's from a whole suite of Timeless Tropical. I'm going to give you a sneak peek. This is my card that will be on my YouTube on Saturday. It's a fun fold, and it's got a little peekaboo hole right there. And look at that pineapple. How fun is that? Okay, so that is the second one. Before I ever got the stamp set, though, I had the paper, and we did Bunko back in January maybe, and I've got the screen flipped around so it's backwards so you can see it the right way, and now I'm like, Anyway, it's the Timeless Tropical paper, and I just used the, what is it? It's Colorful Seasons, I think. That's from Colorful Seasons. And I made a card, and I didn't even have to use the Timeless Tropical stamp set. I just used the paper. Hey, Jan. And then this one is going to be for my team meeting. We're doing a virtual team meeting on Saturday. And so we're going to do it through Zoom. And so all of those that are on my team, I have prepared kits for this and sent it to them. And we're going to make this really fun card on Saturday through Zoom. Okay, so I have told you guys before, I am a part of a design team. And if you are, maybe I haven't told you that on my live, but if you're part of my team, then you get this whole tutorial. I mean, it's PDF tutorial of, I don't know, maybe 12? No, 9. It's 9 different designers. And each one of us come together, and each month we have a certain suite that we work on. And this is the one that I worked on. And this was the Tropical Oasis suite. And so I'm going to make the card for you that I made for the design team. And this is the card sketch that I used to come up with that design. So, look at that. It's a little, is it? No, it's not. It's a different card sketch. Eesh. But I used a card sketch to come up with this design. This is one I'm using for a different card. That was this one. I'm all over the place tonight, y'all. Okay, can you see it? See where the heart is at? That's where the plumeria is at. So it's different. It's shaped differently. It's different papers and all of that, but it's the same design. It doesn't have, don't have to be locked into a heart or a square. I have a friend who does card sketches, and she has really encouraged me to get out of the box. But this one was made from a card sketch. So if you are one of my team members, you have already received this. But this month, if you spend $50 or more, pretty much every month actually, if you spend $50 or more with me, you'll get the PDF for all of these 9 projects, which is so super cool. And I'm actually going to do a card tonight based off of one of the cards that was in here. I'll just show it to you real quick. It's not going to look like this because my colors are completely different, but it is going to. This is the one right here. It's a fun fold, and the one that I'm making is this one. So anyway, you can change it up. You can make these designs look like pretty much anything you want to if you're just using the same concept of it. So, all right, I'm going to put my finger over the camera, and I'm going to switch this down so you don't get seasick, okay? Hold on. Okay, I think I need to move it over just a little bit. My husband was playing around with it earlier. He's a mess. He was in here doing a, hey Kathy. He was in here pretending like he was doing a video, and he was opening up for me. He is something else, y'all. Cracks me up. Okay, you probably noticed that this has, the palm tree has 2 different colors. That is a really cool technique. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm starting out with crumb cake, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I have my Whisper White that's going to go on top of that. I don't know the rest of these sizes, but I will put them on my blog, and I'll have that linked. So if you would like to see that, you are welcome to. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to run it through the Coastal Weave embossing folder, which is really fun. So I'm going to bring my die cutting machine in real quick. So hold on one second. I have a couple things I'm going to do with it. Hopefully that's not too close, but anyway, the arm that I hold, that I have my my phone on, only goes so high. So I'm going to run this through the embossing folder. I don't know if you guys have the blue plate or not, if you have an embossing or a die cutting machine, but this blue plate is awesome. Okay, so look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so then I'm going to bring in, I'm going to go ahead and cut these out because I like to know where it is that I am stamping on this. Hold on just one second. I'm going to refresh my, I can't see comments, so I'm going to refresh this real quick. Hopefully that will do it. I don't think it's gotten caught up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out the soft suede using my, I think it's the largest of the scalloped ovals. And hey Jan, how you doing, boo? I think you're the only person in the world I actually call boo, which I think is fun. Okay, that's all I'm going to do right now with that. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start, I think I'll go ahead and do my stamping for this. I thought I had this all plated up, but silly me, I didn't. There we go. So I'm going to ink that up. Believe it or not, I'm using mint macaron for it, and which is kind of weird. Mint macaron does not seem like the kind of color that you would use for a palm tree, but because of the colors that I'm using on this, I felt like that it was the best thing to do. And so now I'm taking my marker, and I've had some people ask me, even just recently, ask me what are the difference between the Stampin' Rights and the Stampin' Blends. The Stampin' Rights, you can mark on your stamps with it. You cannot do that with the Stampin' Blends because they are an alcohol base. And also your Stampin' Rights, if you're coloring in large portions, it just doesn't seem to blend quite like the blends do, hence the name, the blends. Anyway, so after I get finished coloring on that other color, I just go like that, and then magically that mint macaron comes right off. Okay, so I'm just going to huff on it, and then I'm just going to stamp. It's pretty easy, just like that. I probably should have done a little bit more brown of the soft suede so it would be a little bit darker, but it's fine. It's still, you can tell that it's supposed to be brown. But I actually kind of like that mint macaron with it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my little hello on here, right in here. And I did that in the mint macaron instead of the soft suede, but that's okay too. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start putting everything together. I have to move these things I'm not using though because I get so cattywampus or something. I don't know. If you're not Southern, you probably don't know what that word means, but there we go. I still haven't put washi tape on my glue like Christy suggested last week. There we go. Okay. And I'm just going to lay it across like that. and start putting the rest of it together. So I did, when I made this card, I put this braided burlap around it, but I did not elevate the card front itself. I wish that I had, because if you can see right here, you can see a little bit of a bump up right there. So when this one that I make, I'm actually going to put this on dimensionals, and I'm going to raise it up off the paper so that there's room for that. So that'll be the last thing that I do. But I'm just going to go ahead and put my Coastal Weave crumb cake on my paper like this. And then I'll go ahead and put these on. Look at how pretty that is. I love those cars. It makes me think of Havana, Cuba. My husband is a photographer, and he has like this bucket list of things that he would like to do and photograph. And Cuba is one of those places that he would love to go. I think it was sometime a year or so ago when Cuba, it must have been longer than that, when it was opened up to where you could actually travel to it, and they had some sort of a cruise that was going to it. Oh boy, was it expensive. But it would have been so much fun to be able to go to Havana. So much fun. He says that he thinks that I should not go when he goes, though, because he likes to walk around and take pictures forever. And when I say forever, I mean he likes to stay. I have seen him lay down on the floor at Opryland Hotel and take pictures of goldfish. Those koi fish, you know what I'm talking about? The really big gold ones. He literally laid down on the floor and took pictures of them. His dad and stepmom were with us, and they were looking at him like, good Lord, boy, what is wrong with you? Dude loves to photograph. He has a passion for it. So he says that if he were to go to Cuba, I would have to be really patient or just choose not to go. I'm pretty patient, and I'm actually pretty good doing my own thing. And I like to take pictures of things myself, although I used my phone and not one of those fancy cameras. I lost patience with that. Okay, now I have what I call the bones of my dimensionals. And so that's what I'm going to use to kind of elevate and pop this up a little bit. What I have left of them anyway. That's right, Kathy, they did, didn't they? I have family members that had old collectible cars. And my uncle, it wasn't quite like that, but he had one that he had fixed up, and it would go auga like that. It had a horn that would do that. And I used to make him just beep the horn for me because it sounded so funny, and then I would just laugh. And you know what? I wasn't a kid when I made him do that. I think I might have actually been an adult. I have fun with silly things. It doesn't take much to entertain me. Okay, I'm just going to pop these off. Y'all, when I figured out that you could take the backings of these off with your take your pick tool, oh man, that was a happy day for me, because I fumble with those things trying to get the backs off of them. Happy day. There we go. All right, just gonna put this down on top of it, and I know that it's popping it up, and then I'll also pop the other thing up, but it just feels like it's the right thing to do. And it's not going to pop it up so much that that the post office is going to charge me extra or anything. So are you guys about to lose your mind being quarantined? You know, I'm an introvert by nature. I grew up as an only child, and it really doesn't bother me a whole lot to be by myself. And I've really spent a lot of this time just kind of, I don't know, crafting and just enjoying. I've been going out in the yard a lot. I've been getting in the hot tub a bit, doing things that I really enjoy doing and probably needed to do anyway. So, okay, these trinkets are so fun. They have all sorts of things with them. Is that a chefalera leaf? I think it might be, but I'm not sure. Has a pineapple, a guitar, and a hibiscus. And I think I'm going to use, no, I'm going to use the guitar, I think. It's a little different, but it'll be good. I'm on a time delay, so I can't really see what you guys are saying, and I can't even see what you guys are seeing because it locked up on me. But that's my first card. Whoops. That's my first card. It really wasn't that hard to do. You have to be able to do the dry embossing and cut these out. But you know what? You could actually, if you don't have those things, you could still do these by just putting a piece of the crumb cake here, and then you could do rectangles here and line them up with rectangles. You can still create even if you don't have the fancy schmancy stuff. Anyway, I love that card and I think it's really fun. So there's that one. The next one I'm going to do is a fun one too. I was just playing yesterday. I hadn't used this paper yet, and I wasn't real sure that I was a big fan of it, to be honest with you. But I thought, well, I need to do it just so I can see if I like it. If that's, you know. So anyway, this is Pool Party. And it is also 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then this is Pretty Peacock, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. And then this is Designer Series paper that has Birds of Paradise and those leaves. I don't know. Are they Chefaleras? Does anybody know? Kathy, do you live in California? I know there's a lot of people in Wendy's group that do, so I wasn't sure. But we have a place down in Florida, and we have I don't think this is Chefalera, actually, now that I think about it. It took me forever to figure out the name of the tree that we have out there, and then I swore I would never forget it. And I haven't so far. How about that? Okay, so if you know what that is, just put it on there. I would love to hear, because I know I don't have it right. All right, I'm going to show you a different technique on this one. I don't know why I put that away because I'm going to use it, but I'm going to ink up with Pool Party, and then I'm going to take my Pretty Peacock along with my sponge daubers. I love these things. And I'm just going to go in there in the middle, just like that. Put that off to the side. And then again, I'm going to have fun it. And then I'm just going to stamp it on my Whisper White, which I think is I think it's 2.5 by 2.5. Okay. Doesn't that make that pretty? Isn't that cool? I love the colorings in it. I saw one on this PDF. I got this idea from, and I totally changed it, but this is Melissa Kerman. This is how she did hers. And she did, I think it might have been Mango Melody or something in there, and then Lovely Lipstick or Melon Mambo or something in the middle. And then she did a lot of cutting and all that. I didn't want to do that because I was already doing that in my first video. So I thought, well, I'll just cut it and show you how you can do it without having to do all that. So I'm putting this on. I'm layering it onto a 2 3/4 square. And this one is 3 by 3. Okay, so you're from Wisconsin, Kathy. Okay. Light bulb moment. I didn't know you could shade the inside of the flower like that. Yes, you can. But I will give you a hint about that. It's much better to start out with a lighter color, like this is your lighter color, and then use your darker color in the middle, because it just doesn't do right if you don't. And I'm a big fan of cattywampus, so and I think this is a bigger one than it is. It's bigger than the other one. It's okay though. It'll be all right. I think I say that all the time on my videos. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. But it will. If I mess up a piece of paper, that's the least of my worries, right? All right. I think what I did was I was doing this last night, and I misplaced the pieces that I was going to use and just put this in here. I should have verified. Okay. So now I'm just going to pop this in here and just do it off-centered like that. I think since I didn't give myself enough space right here, instead of using that big piece there, hold on one second, I'm gonna get another piece of white and I'm just gonna trim it down to make it fit. And I will use my mini trimmer for that. And I'm gonna do that in Pretty Peacock. Did you just see me wipe my thumb on my pad here? I stuck my finger in the pad. Can you believe that? Okay. So I'm improvising on the spot here as we go. I'm gonna use my little guillotine, which I love, y'all. It is so fun. And I'm just gonna trim it down. If you have one, or if you don't have one, if you ever do get one, be sure when you're doing it to hold that little piece right there down. I'm gonna trim it like here and here a little bit too, because I have limited space down there because of my faux pas. Hi, Heather. Welcome. I hope you're doing well, held up with little kids. Bless your heart. I'm not jealous of that. I'm a little bit happy that my kids are grown up. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut what I think will work here. All right, and that actually was perfect. Now I just need to trim a little bit right in here. There we go. That guillotine, y'all, is amazing. If they ever put it in the annual catalog and you don't have it, you should get it because it's so handy. Okay, is there a way to get the mini trimmer for people who were already demonstrators? Do you know if it will be in the, I don't know for sure if it will be in the new catalog, but I suspect it probably will, because Kathy, I don't know if you've been in long enough to say or not. I don't know how long you've been in, but it seems like the Take Your Pick tool was offered in the first mini catalog, or the spring of 2019, I think it was. And then it became available in the annual catalog right after that. So I kind of have a feeling that it will be, but I can't tell you 100% for sure that it will. Okay, I think I actually like this one better, actually, if I'm being truthful. Although I wish that if I'd moved it up a little bit more, it would have been better. It wouldn't have overhung. I wonder if I can, if I'm gentle with it, I wonder if I can shimmy it just a wee bit. Oh, it's coming up, y'all. Yay. Okay, let's see. You guys get to see the live and in-person thing. When you see my videos online, they are edited. And all the silliness, that all the faux pas and everything, it's all cut out. So, okay. That works. And I'm going to bring in, this is some of the old olive. This is not even actually from this suite. The braided burlap is what came with this suite, but this came with the Ornate Gardens suite. But old olive is a color that goes with this. So I'm just going to tie a knot there and cut it. I'm going to bring in my, where's the trinkets? I used the trinkets earlier. Now I don't know what I did with them. Well, I don't know where they are. Oh, they're on the floor. That's what dropped earlier. Okay. I'm going to use the trinket, and I'm going to use the leaf this time. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a glue dot on the back of my bow. Yep, it picked it up. Place my bow right about here. And I'll have to trim that up a little bit, but it's fine. And then put another glue dot. Y'all, I love glue dots so much. I've often said, it just seems like they should be able to solve world problems. They're just so awesome. I know that's silly in the light of everything that we're going through, but they're just amazing. There we go. Wouldn't it be great if they could, though? I ventured out to Kroger today because in Georgia we're being put on a shelter in place. Okay, isn't that pretty? I like it. I like this one better than that one. What do you think? Which one do you guys like the best? Okay, Kathy, you said I've been a hobby demo for 2 years. I hope they bring the mini trimmer into the annual caddy like they did the Take Your Pick. Yes, I love it. I hope they do too. Okay, last card. This is a fun one. I love, if you've watched my videos or if you know anything about me, you know I love fun folds. Now I just got to find it. And I had a lot of fun with those. A whole lot of fun. Okay, in the catalog, if you look at the catalog, it will tell you what colors go with these different, let me see if I have a catalog close. I'll show you. In the Tropical Oasis, well, all of them really, they did something different this year. See how they put the colors there? And they show you what colors are that will go with this particular set with the DSP and all that kind of stuff. Well, I had some extra paper that was already folded that I needed to use, and I brought out the Granny Apple Green. This is not supposed to go with it, but what I found was when I paired it with the mint macaron, there's a color in those leaves that I felt it just went really well. So this is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and it's scored at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4. I can't believe I remembered that. All right, so, and it's kind of like a Z fold, but we're going to modify it just a little bit. Lee Kaiser, a friend of mine from Warner Robins, who is on Sandra Hernandez's team, she created this card, and it turned out so pretty. And I love these, are they tiger lilies, I think? I love these lilies. They're so pretty. So I'm just going to place a little bit of glue on the back side of these. And I'm about to run out of glue. I may have to bust another one open in a second. And I'm placing this. This is, actually wrote them down. 2 1/2 by 4 inches. This is mint macaron. Is it? Yeah, mint macaron, I think. Yeah, right? Yeah, mint macaron. Sorry, I'm a little indecisive. You guys, when you watch these, you actually see my goofy and scattered personality. You don't see those on the videos, the live videos, but all right. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and then this piece is 2 7/8 by 3 1/2, and this one is 2 5/8 by 3 1/4. So what I'm going to do next is get my stamping done. So I am bringing in, you can see how I did that technique there. I used Daffodil Delight for my flower, and I'm pretty sure this is a plumeria. Let me get that out of the way so I don't ink up on it. And then I'm using Lovely Lipstick, which again is not part of the colors that's supposed to work with it. But I don't know what I did with my, oh, I know what I did. I used the pen for this one. So I just kind of went in the lines right in here like this. And then I went in the center of it, just a little bit here and there, like that. And then again, I clean it off. This is the Lovely Lipstick Stampin' Right marker. You cannot do that with the blends. And now I'm gonna huff on it. And I'm going just slightly off of the paper. Never thought to use the two greens together? Yeah. I was playing. And I was just kind of like, I wonder what this will look like. And since I used the green of that card, of the cardstock from my card, I'm using Granny Apple Green for my leaf. And I'm stamping off once and then placing it right here at my flower. And I overlapped it a little bit, but it's okay. It's not really a big deal. I think I'm only going to put one because I have to put Rest and Relax right there. So for that part, I'm using the Lovely Lipstick. And I need to clean this one off where I used it earlier, so hold on one second. Don't you guys love the chamois? They're amazing. They look terrible after you use them for a bit. Okay. They're so pretty and purple when you get them. And then they look terrible. That's crooked, but it's all right. I always say it's handmade, not Hallmark, right? Okay, so now I'm just going to put this onto my Daffodil Delight, which is a part of that grouping. So I'm just kind of mixing and matching, and I'm a renegade, doing my own thing. But I like it. I really like the way it turned out. Okay, and I'm gonna put me a little, this is from the Holiday Rhinestones, which I'm pretty sure is gonna come back in the annual catalog this year, which I'm really glad about. And just put the red one in there. I think it might be Cherry Cobbler, actually. And then I'm gonna use my dimensionals and just kind of check and see about where I want them to be. And I'll put my finger there. You don't want to, you want to be careful so that you don't put them over too far, because otherwise you'll see them on the back side when you open your card. I always like to put one in the middle just for good measure. All right, pull those off. This is my last project, so I won't keep you guys on here forever. But I do enjoy these. I was really nervous about doing them in the beginning. Okay. There we go. I might be off a little bit, but anyway. Here is what I did on the inside of this one. I did not add a little bling on that one because I didn't want it to press into that. So, all right, so I'll do another one for the inside. I want a little bit more of it to show because I have more space. Oh man, I didn't do the, here, I think maybe I can fix it though. How about, I know what I'll do. Hold on one sec. Hopefully it'll work. I don't have another sponge dauber out, but I'm just gonna take the Daffodil Delight ink. I'll put some on a block. I don't like putting them in the inside of my, like in the inside of the lid. It's just messy. I don't like that. So let's see if we can, what we can come up with. It's not as pretty as the other. It's not. So I'm gonna do it over. Thankfully our paper is double-sided. I don't like that, so bear with me. I don't want to put it on if I don't like it. Okay, so I'm using the Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to bring my pen out again. I'm just going to go in the natural creases and curves and the accents and everything. And just right there in the beginning of it. Get it off my pen. And by the way, the Stampin' Right markers, if you take a tweezer and you grab hold of the sharper, the more brush stroke tip, pull that out, you can actually drop ink refiller into it, and it'll refill your markers. Okay, so I'm gonna huff on it a little bit. There we go. That's so much better. And here's my Granny Apple Green. It's one of my favorite greens. That one and Old Olive. I really like Old Olive a lot. And Pear Pizzazz. Oh goodness, Pear Pizzazz, so pretty. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna put just a little bit right here. Like that. Oh, I did it full on. Yikes. It's all right. Okay. I have a mess here with my workspace. I don't know if you can see it all, but it is a mess. Okay. And you really want it to go on this side of it because it's going to be closed that way, and then that way you won't see it. I mean, I suppose you could put it on the other side, but I don't know, I didn't want it to take away from this. But look how pretty that is. It's so colorful. So pretty. I really like it. Okay, I think that's about it for me today. I'm going to pick you back up again, so hold on a second. Okay, last week, I'm doing this because last week I tried to end it, and I left it in the little thing. I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. So once I did, I had to just like swipe it and end it. It was too weird. So I thought, well, you just have to look at my mug again because I'm not doing that again. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. I will have this on my website, and I'll have all of the sizes and everything like that. So if you want to see the sizes and everything that I use to make these, go to www.mypaperconnection.com, and you'll be able to look it up. It should be on tomorrow's blog. So thanks, everybody. I appreciate you joining me. I'll be doing this until the quarantine's over. I'll be doing it every Thursday at 7. But once the quarantine is lifted and we can start having classes again, that Thursday night is when I have my classes. So it'll probably go to a Tuesday night at that point. But we'll see. You can always catch the replay. But I appreciate you hanging out with me. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Jan. Everybody else that was on here tonight. Have a great day, and y'all stay safe, okay? Bye.